to the Big Three, Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. Let's talk some pitching. Let's start with the number of 7. It's the number of runs allowed on Sunday by Jerad Eickhoff of the Phillies. A really bad outing for the youngster, though, to be fair, it's the first time this season he's allowed more than 2 runs in an outing. Because of the bad numbers on Sunday, his ERA did go up to 4.07, but he's holding a 1.15 whip right now, and excitingly, for me at least, a 5.6 strikeout to walk ratio, which is an excellent mark. However, through mostly good, he's still just 1-3 for a Phillies team that doesn't figure to support him much. Eickhoff is a nice talent. He has a bad situation in terms of his team. It's uncertain whether or not he can do anything on an upper echelon level, all-star type of level. He's more of a depth play in mixed leagues, a guy at the end of the rotation. But overall, returns are pretty good here in the early going. Next number is 0. That is the number of times this season in which Yordano Ventura, through 4 starts, has allowed more than 2 runs. Now, he's got 21 strikeouts in 23 innings. The strikeouts are there. He's got a 2.35 ERA, fantastic. But here's the problem with Ventura, even in this successful run. He's walked 14 batters in 21 innings. You simply can't do that and have long-term success. And that's the problem with Ventura. Can he get rid of the walk? Great stuff, dynamite stuff. When he is locked in, he can no-hit anybody. He can do that. But he also has these bouts of ineffectiveness where he can't throw strikes. No matter how good your stuff is, no matter how talented you are, you cannot have long-term success walking players at a high rate. And 14 walks at this point is absurd. It's amazing his numbers look as good as they do given that fault in the early going. Final number is 4.68. Now that happens to be the ERA of the last 31 starts of Michael Pineda. The number this season is 6.95. You look at xFIP in those 31 starts. xFIP normalizes for home runs and basically takes into account what the pitcher actually has control of. The ERA is 2.99. Now again, it's 4.68 in the real world. We're not talking about 2 or 3 starts either. We're talking about 31 starts for Pineda. In those 31 starts, Pineda has walked 26 batters, which is phenomenal. It's Greg Maddux-like. It's crazy good. Unfortunately, batters are hitting over 280, and there is some thought that Pineda throws so many strikes that batters simply swing away. I mean, there's no reason to be patient with him. There's no reason to worry about even, falling behind in the count because he's going to throw a strike anyway. Maybe he would benefit from throwing more balls. It's kind of counterintuitive, and I personally think that's a really fallacious argument, but some do make that. The bottom line, though, is Pineda, since the start of last season, has performed pretty well if you look at everything other than the final numbers. And unfortunately, in the fantasy game, all we care about are those final numbers. When you talk about a guy with a 4.70 ERA over 180 innings, I don't care how skilled he is. That's something to be nervous about. That's something to consider strongly when you're thinking about the value of the pitcher. Pineda seems to have the skills to be better, but he's been searching for it for the better part of a season.